Hello friends.
Everybody.
Today we're basically making a recipe which mainly involves potatoes.
So it's kind of like a really classic recipe, and if you like it, you must subscribe.
You must subscribe, and guys, if you want to follow the recipe and try it out yourself, you can watch the video fully. And yes guys, so now let's go off cooking.
She's out for
Okay, so first up, we're going to be adding three potatoes that we peeled the skin and boiled, and then next we have it mashed. So now for the next step, we're going to add the other ingredients to it.
So let's go.
So first, we're going to be starting to add coriander leaves, which we cut into small pieces, and we used about 3 sets. And next we have like about 50 grams of mozzarella cheese, but you can use any cheese. And we also shredded it. Okay, so we're done adding that. Now start mixing everything together.
Make sure all the ingredients come together, just like this.
And next, we're also going to add about like 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, but you can use, it's salt as needed, so you can use any salt.
You can use how much you want, or you can add or less.
So now start mixing everything together. So now we're almost done, and now we're finished. So now let's go on to the next step. So now you want to take 1 onion and cut it in half. And now let's go on to the next step. So for this step, you want to like push the inside of the onion, and it will automatically come out. So now let's do the other one. So here we made a few more, like about 9 or like how many pieces. So now we're going to do like about 1 more. And you have to do it like this kind of shape. So now let's go on to the next step. So now we're going to add the mashed potatoes into the onions that we have like this. So make sure to like flatten it so it goes inside properly. And now let's do the rest. So we're gonna show you 1 more, and the shape of the onion looks pretty cool because like it looks like a half semicircle like that. And make sure to flatten it out, as I say again.
So now let's go on to the next step.
So we're almost done, and we made about like a few. And now we can flatten it out. And now we're finally done. So now let's go on to the next step.
Look at this guys, it's very round, and look at how flat it is. So now let's go on to the next step.
So now we're gonna coat in all these ingredients. So the onion that we added the mashed potatoes in, we're gonna coat it in the ground out flour and the beaten eggs, and also lastly the breadcrumbs. So now we're gonna show you. So first coat it in the ground out flour. And remember that you can wear gloves, or you can just wash your hands and do it. So now we're gonna add it in the beaten egg. And you should flip it properly so you can actually get the coating. So now we're gonna take it. And remember, there's not supposed to be like the egg yolk is not supposed to be on it. Only like some of it. So now add it in the breadcrumbs. And then start coating it properly. So now you can do the rest. So now let's move on to the next step. So now we're going to show you 1 more, and remember to wash your hands before you do it.
Or you can also wear gloves as optional. And also, yes, make sure to add it in all the stuff guys. And then if you also noticed, we did the same steps for the procedures over and over.
So now add it into the beaten egg yolk. So now we flipped it. Now take it out. And remember, there's not supposed to be any egg yolk on it. So now add it into the breadcrumbs and coat it properly. Do the same procedure for the other ones too. So now let's move on to the next step.
So let's go.
So now we're done coating it, and now keep it in the refrigerator for about like 30 to 45 minutes.
Now guys, we're gonna fry this on heat of oil. We're gonna put the heat in the oil, and also we're gonna boil up the oil, and then we're gonna put this in and make sure it fries goldish brown color.
And remember, it has to be on medium heat. So we're gonna add the last one, and it's still frying, so keep on waiting until it's golden brown. So we're finally going to take it out, and you can see that fried properly, and it looks very good.
And it's also a very crispy texture. So now let's take it out and enjoy this recipe.
So we're finally done our delicious potato snack, and you can eat it with ketchup, which we have over here,
And also, we hope you enjoyed this recipe. And outer, it's like a little crispy texture, but inside, it's really gushy and has mashed potatoes and it's extremely cheesy. So you might enjoy it.
So now let's move on.
So
Thank you for watching.
We hope you enjoyed this recipe and also try this recipe.
So we'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye.